Held twice a year in the Stazione Leopolda, one of Florence's coolest exhibition spaces, the 18th edition of Vintage Selection is a definite blast from the past. Held concurrently every year with the Textiles and Fabrics Fair Pitti Filati, Vintage Selection features some 40 stands selling vintage clothing and accessories, and a host of events that range from art and fashion exhibitions, concerts by emerging bands, aperitivo nights, and more. A special section of the fair called Remake is dedicated to repurposed clothing. With the majority of Florence's vintage shops present as exhibitors, it is a great way to look back to the past through a modern lens and check out the innovative and experimental fashions of local contemporary designers. For as little as €5, visitors can shop for fashions of the past, accompanied by tunes from the 60s and 70s blasting overhead. This edition of Vintage Selection is dedicated to the icons of world cinema, with a recreated drive-in set up in the courtyard. Open from midday to midnight, each night has a special event. Every day from 9 p.m. to midnight, there are clips of vintage Italian and international movies projected in the piazza outside, in addition to concerts and DJ sets. At this edition of Vintage Selection, the Florentine boutique Angelo Vintage is presenting an exhibition dedicated entirely to the Japanese revolutionary designer Issey Miyake. Two-dimensional dresses which create unexpected volumes, clothes inspired by the world of nature and its creatures, which can transform themselves once worn, high focus on new fabrics, research, and experimentations. This underlines Miyake's skills in playing on the thin boundaries among techniques, crafts, and art. Stop by Vintage Selection to rummage through styles of the past and find new trends for today. The vast selection is sure to dazzle the fashionista or the simply nostalgic.